Hello again, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to my YouTube channel. This is part 2 in my Halloween series featuring the Bewitching bundle. And today we will be making this card. The first thing that we need to do is create that pinwheel. We will be needing time for it to set up with the glue, so that's why we're going to start with that. And I will be using the new designer series paper found in the mini catalog. It's called Gingham Cottage, and it comes in a pretty large packet of 48 sheets, 12 by 12 paper. As a reminder, I will have all of the measurements as well as stamps and accessories in my description of this video below. Okay, so I will go ahead and start with folding our card in half. I will be scoring at 1/4 inch all the way across. And just so you know, with designer paper, it is thinner than cardstock. So be sure not to press as hard as you would normally with cardstock. You run the risk of tearing it. Okay, so here we are. And just press it flush against the edge of the scoring tool. And of course, up against the end. And then using the smaller tip of your stylus, go ahead and start scoring, starting at the 1/4 inch mark, all the way across. Okay, and then keep scoring, making sure that you are holding it snug up against the edge of the scoring tool. It does have a tendency to curl slightly. Okay, that is done, and now we fold. So bring that, put that aside. Okay, so now we're going to start folding in an accordion pleat fashion and squeeze as you go. So it creates that memory of the fold. Okay, and it just folds on top of itself. And then give that a good squeeze. Okay, now we'll go ahead and glue the two ends together. So we'll start with that. We're going to let that glue set up a little while longer, and in the meantime, we'll go ahead and work on some other elements of the card. The next thing I'll do is go ahead and take care of the stamping and coloring from the Bewitching bundle set. And we'll go ahead and stamp the shoes. Okay, and I'll be coloring those in. Now that I have everything prepped for the die cut machine, we're going to go ahead and set up our pinwheel onto a smaller punched circle. And before we glue this, what I like to do is just refold it so it has that memory. Just makes it a lot easier when unfolding. Okay, I think we're all set. It should be good enough there. All right, so now I'm going to invert, lay it down. Okay, and there it is. I'll just add a little bit of the liquid glue to the outer edge and then place that on top. Pressing down. And while I let this set up, I usually like to put a little weight, and I'm just using one of my clear blocks. So I'll set this aside and put the clear block over top. And then you could still fuss with it, you know, shape it. There, I think that'll be fine. Press that down a little bit. And by the time I finish with all of the embossing and die cutting, that should be ready to be layered. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so embossing, die cut is all done, and you can see the embossing now a little bit easier, I think. Once again, this was the painted texture embossing folder that I just used. All right, so we have a little bit of layering to do, And just simply glue these two pieces together. And then we'll add our silver cord. And that comes in a 2-pack. It's called, actually, it's no longer silver cord. It's called Simply Elegant Trim in the annual catalog, and you receive both silver and gold trim. Okay, so, and here we have our Simply Elegant trim. And what I did with this, I created the X, just used my Scotch tape, start on the back side and tape that down. Secure that so it doesn't move. And then come across, make an X, making sure it's around the same distance as the other, okay? And then come back up around, back down the other side. And then I'll tape this back into place. And then this just gets glued directly onto the card. So we can do that now. Okay, and then we'll work on the medallion or pinwheel. All right, and these are all just layered one on top of the other. So I'll just put these 3 together before I put them onto the pinwheel. Once again, I'm just using my liquid glue. This card really goes together very quickly. Okay, and now for the medallion. So that's pretty well set up. So now we'll go ahead and add the liquid glue. To the top of the medallion. That'll take a few minutes to set up. And then just simply glue it directly onto the card. And just a side note, if you do mail it, you can expect to pay additional postage because of the hand stamping. This is probably just too thick to be sending in a regular first class. Otherwise, just hand it. Okay, and the last thing I did was I used a little wink of Stella on her stockings and the buckle, just for a little sparkle. And you can always add a greeting. I didn't at this time, but you can always create a greeting, and whether it be a banner or a little flag of some sort. So that's all. Well, thank you again for watching my video today. I do have one more project coming out in my Halloween series, so be sure to subscribe so you receive the notification when that is up and running. Thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.